The message of the Anunnaki ETs revealed in an incredible text first published in 1958 according to claims. In his first book, The 12th Planet and its sequels, Zecharia Sitchin claims there is a 12th planet beyond Neptune that reaches our inner solar system once every 3,600 years. According to Sitchin, an advanced race of human-like extraterrestrials called the Anunnaki live on that planet and is the missing link in Homo sapiens evolution. Is that true? Are the Anunnaki's influences on humankind really present even today? Words from the Flying Saucer magazine, November-December 1958 issue, expressed that the ancient Anunnaki were indeed on Earth long ago. Quote, "We are already here among you. Some of us have always been here with you, yet apart from, watching and occasionally guiding you wherever the opportunity arose." End quote. Editor of Flying Saucer Review, Brisley Lepoire Trench, claims that this message first appeared in 1947. 1947, we know we had the UFO Roswell crash. 1947, edited edition of Fanatic Stories, written by a person using the pseudonym Alexander Blade. Interestingly, it was made publicly available only a few months after one of the most controversial UFO encounters occurred in history, the Roswell UFO incident. And following is the text of the article, which, according to many, is an authentic evidence of the existence of ancient Anunnaki on Earth. Quote, "We are already here among you. Some of us have always been here with you, yet apart from, watching and occasionally guiding you whenever the opportunity arose. And now, however, our numbers have been increasing in preparation for a further step in the development of your planet, a step of which you are not yet aware. We have been confused with the gods of many world religions, although we are not gods, but your fellow creatures. As you will learn directly before many more years have passed, you will find records of our presence in the mysterious symbols of ancient Egypt, where we made ourselves known in order to accomplish certain ends. Our principal symbol appears in the religious art of your present civilization and occupies a position of importance upon the Great Seal of your country, that is the United States of America. It has been preserved in certain secret societies founded originally to keep alive the knowledge of our existence and our intentions towards mankind." End quote. So following their frightening yet intriguing introduction, the gods, quote unquote, of early hominids continue to discuss human advances in ancient civilizations, especially ancient Egypt, where the ancient Anunnaki appeared to have played a significant role. Quote, "We have left you certain landmarks placed carefully in different parts of the globe, but most prominently in Egypt, where we established our headquarters upon the occasion of our last overt, or as you would say, public appearance. At that time, the foundation of your present civilization were laid in the earth, and the most ancient of your known landmarks established by means that would appear as miraculous to you now as they did to the pre-Egyptians so many thousands of years ago." End quote. When archaeologists excavated Nineveh's ancient ruins in the mid-19th century, they were shocked to find a total of 22,000 clay tablets, and when these tablets were translated, they revealed amazing parallels to the narrative found in the Judeo-Christian Bible. Some of these tablets contain stories from ancient Sumerians, including tales of the Great Flood, as well as Adam and Eve. There's a controversial author named Zecharia Sitchin who comes to mind when we read about the Sumer and Anunnaki, or the mysterious people who once lived there. According to Sitchin, there are a multitude of things that the Anunnaki could be responsible for, including the advancements and formation of civilization as we know it today. The message concludes, quote, "Your ancestors knew us in those days as preceptors and as friends. Now, through your own efforts, you have almost reached in your majority a new step on the long ladder of your liberation. You have been constantly aided by our watchful inspiration and hindered only by the difficulties natural to your process of physical and moral development. You have lately achieved the means of destroying yourselves Do not be hasty in your self-congratulation. Yours is not the first civilization to have achieved and used such means. I guess here obviously they mean nuclear energy. Now, yours will not be the first civilization to be offered the means of preventing that destruction and proceeding in the full glory of its accumulated knowledge to establish an era of enlightenment upon the earth. Some of you have seen our advance guard already. You have met us often in the streets of your cities, and you have not noticed us. But when we flash through your skies in the ancient traditional vehicles Vimanas, you are amazed, and those of you who open your mouths and tell of what you have seen are accounted dupes and fools. Actually, you are prophets, seers in the true sense of the word. One of you says, I saw a torpedo-shaped object. Others report disc-like objects. Some of you say spherical objects or platter-like objects. You are all reporting correctly and accurately what you saw, and in most cases you are describing the same sort of vehicle. We pass over hilltops in horizontal flight. You see and report a torpedo-shaped object. We pass over in formation flying vertically edge-on, or we go over at night, the jet slits glowing, and you see an orange disk. End quote. Anunnaki, the ancient gods of Mesopotamia, who were the architects of human civilization, say that humans shall only be able to see them when they express an interest in being seen. The message continues to say this, quote, in any event, you see us, and in any event, we do not care. If we choose to remain visible, we could do so easily, and in fact, we have done so almost without exception for hundreds of years. But you must become accustomed to our shapes in your skies, for one day they will be familiar, friendly, and reassuring sights. This time, it is to be hoped that the memory of them passed on to your children and their children will be clear and precise, that you will not cause them to forget, as your ancestors forgot, the meaning of the diagrams of the instructions we will leave with you. If you do fail, as other civilizations have failed, we will see your descendants wearing wiring diagrams for simple machines as amulets, expecting the diagrams to do what their forefathers were taught the completed article would accomplish. I don't understand what they mean by that, but anyway. Then their children forgot even that much or little, would preserve the amulet as a general protective device or as an intellectual curiosity, or perhaps as a religious symbol, such as is the cycle of forgetfulness. End quote. In 1976, the renowned author Zecharia Sitchin produced a series of volumes titled The Earth Chronicles that contained his personal translations of the Sumerian scriptures. According to Sitchin, the clay tablets contain a description of an alien race known as the Anunnaki who came to Earth in order to mine gold for themselves. Sitchin proposed the theory that the Anunnaki came from a planet in our solar system with a 3,600-year elliptical orbit. Today, the planet is popularly known as Nibiru, which he believes was the origin of the Anunnaki. Traditional alien beliefs hold that the Anunnaki genetically transformed early people and created a labor force that enabled them to mine gold more quickly than they could otherwise. The first modern humans were created by the Anunnaki 450,000 years ago, and their first human object was Adamu. The Adamu, according to Zecharia Sitchin, they were genetically blended with the ancient people's DNA, and this way the Anunnaki acquired a labor force which worked for the Anunnaki as they saw fit. According to geneticist David Reich of the Harvard Medical School, there is in fact something mysterious inside us that has yet to be identified. In a study published in the Forum of 2013, Reich examined the genomes of the Neanderthals and another group of ancient hominin known as Denisovans, both of which were cohabitants of humans. He discovered that their DNA dates back more than 400,000 years, containing an unknown ancestor, and some genetics have concluded that it is junky DNA, but Asian astronaut theorists believe that these junk DNA might not be junk after all. According to them, DNA is a code that just is code because it's a code that has not been cracked yet, does not mean it's actually junk. Maybe its origin is not from this world. In 2007, a famous anthropologist named Professor John Hawkes from the University of Wisconsin-Madison had carried out research on human DNA with his team. They found evidence that 1,800 genes, or 7% of all those in the human body, had undergone natural selection the past 5,000 years only, which means that we are more different genetically from people living 5,000 years ago than we were from Neanderthals. Even stranger, that in the last 40,000 years, humans have changed as much as they did in the previous 2 million years, and humans are evolving 100 times faster than at any time since the rise of man some 6 million years ago. So does this indicate that somehow in the distant past, these extraterrestrial beings, like the Anunnaki, were involved in making the modern human civilization? Well, one thing I have to say is, why should we listen to them if they ended up not being able to save their own planet? This is by N. Hale, Ancient Mysteries on Collective Spark, and let's put all our hope and trust in Jesus Christ, our rock and salvation. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.